STP on the show. It's Rock 105.3. This hour of the show is brought to you by North County Kia. It is a free comedy Friday today, and we get very excited. One of our favorites is back in town. Yes. He is a former teacher turned comedian, and he's absolutely hysterical. Mr. D! Woo! Joe Dombrowski performing at the American Comedy Company this weekend. Got a couple shows tonight, a couple shows tomorrow night, and a show on Sunday. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. We loved it. We got to meet you last year. It was so awesome.
Yeah, we did have a good time.
It was really fun. Really good times.
We did.
And it's perfect timing that you are coming in here because we just the last couple of days have been talking about back to school night. Oh, yeah. So it happened for Emily the other day, and then last night was Sky's daughter's back to school night. I missed mine because I had a fantasy football draft.
Oh, he's moving away from you.
No, Mr. D, hang on.
Look at
I'm literally calling Child Protective Service.
We need to talk about
this. You should.
This is my son's 7th back to school night at the same school. Mm-hmm. Why do I need to go to that?
Well, first of all, I love that you guys are calling it back to school night. Because as a teacher for many years, I just called it Xanax week. But
this is what I needed to talk to you about. Because when we were talking about it, first of all, I think it's ridiculous. It's the same thing every time. I actually feel bad for the teachers because you have to have like this presentation. You're talking to the parent. You got different types of parents who don't care that much like me, and then parents who are over the top like Sky who think they're in school.
And sit up straight.
Questions and like taking notes. You're like, what the hell?
I need to know.
And so what was back to school, that whole process like for you as a teacher?
It's a full-blown nightmare because literally you're just up there being judged, and you have to go through the curriculum, you have to say all this stuff, and you always have that one parent who's gonna like question you in front of everybody else. I'm like, really, Richard? You work at a used car dealership, okay? I'm doing this for $30. Leave me alone. What are you doing? You don't even know what the Pythagorean theorem is.
Curriculum, Mr. D. Like, what?
I hate it. Yeah, that was the nightmare too.
Your kid eats paste. Get out of here.
The back to school night, it's when you're like feeling them out. Like it was all the parents. We were just like dogs, and we're smelling each other's buttholes trying to figure out who's who. And you find the cool moms.
Okay.
That's when you find the cool moms. And usually a mom will come and she'll slip you a bottle of wine and be like, I know what you're dealing with, honey. I feel so bad. And I'm like, you're my ride or die. You're on every field trip. I do not care. Yes. But that's when you start to figure it out, like what I'm into for the rest of the year. But, and then it makes, because baby, the apple don't fall far. Let me tell you what. So whenever it happens, I'm always like, your kid's going to be a pain. Your kid's going to be great. Your kid, I'm not sure what we're going to do. Figure it out.
Sky was saying that they went to back to school night last night, and she was getting good vibes off certain teachers, and then other teachers not so much.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I love that you're talking multiple teachers. Middle school, high school?
Middle school.
Yep.
Okay, first of all, I have to be so honest with you. Middle school, never again in my whole life. There are not enough Glade plugins to go around.
They read.
The boys stink.
First of all, they lose everything. I had a middle school girl, and she lost this project for like 4 weeks, and I just dumped out her desk to find it. She had a 13-week-old bag of strawberries in the back of it. I'm like, ma'am, I don't think you're allowed to brew prison hooch in middle school. And then I drank some because it was free.
Yeah. You earned it.
I was a teacher for 10 years, so now I'm
for sure.
Okay.
So what gives a good vibe and a not good vibe?
Well, one teacher that gave a not good vibe last night was the one who didn't show up.
Name her.
It's probably not in the best interest of my daughter to do that. See that maybe at the end of the school year, I'll name names.
You cannot show up and
we're gonna speak about it.
Yeah, all the parents are standing around like, we're freaking here. Like what?
What's the presentation?
Yeah, this is a thing. And then
just gave up.
And then the vice principal's outside like trying to cover, being like, well, I can answer any of your questions that you have. I'm like,
no, you can't, Cheryl, literally.
Like not even close. And
totally Cheryl.
The teacher I loved the most was the one who, I don't know, lots of caffeine, maybe a little meth. Not sure. Not
Love
sure.
your sugar baby.
Yeah, but I mean, the energy was insane. She like calls the kids all these weird different names, like little munchkins.
Probably little
She's
monsters.
canceled.
Yeah, little monsters to the rest of the teachers.
Totally. And she was making the jokes because we got caught in a conversation and came in a bit late. And so it was standing room only at that point. So we were in the back corner and she goes, I see you guys. I know apples don't fall from the tree. And I'm like, oh no.
Wow.
But I loved her energy. She was
Sky,
fun and bubbly.
Still not as bad as what happened to Emily at her back to school.
This is bad.
Listen to this one, Mr. D.
Give it to me.
It was a nightmare. So we go middle school once again. First period, we go to that class. It's PE, so there wasn't really presentation. We just saw his locker. It was fine. That was fine.
How bad did that smell, by the way?
It was so disgusting in that boys' locker room.
Like
and they
a
have showers.
nice mix of feet and broken dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. And I didn't know you're supposed to wait until the bell rings to switch the next class. I just thought you go at your leisure.
Yeah,
I
Mr.
just
D.
did it now. I just meandering the hall, trying to find my way.
Mr. D, check this out.
After I smoked in the hallway for a little bit.
In the bathroom. I got you. Okay.
I didn't freaking know.
So then
we go to second period, which is his world history class. And I walk in, there's a presentation going on, and I walk in and she goes, excuse me, which period are you here for? And she stops the entire presentation and I go for second. She goes, this is still first. You're going to need to leave. All down.
Oh, yeah.
Well, besides backstory, my son is not the easiest kid.
You don't say.
He's very, very challenging.
Behavior issues? Maybe?
Massive behavior issues.
Okay.
Horrible ADHD. Doesn't sit still. So that's what I'm thinking.
Apple again doesn't
Apple
fall
doesn't fall from tree. When she saw us walking with him, she went, oh, I see what's going on there.
Not you.
Yeah.
She said, not you. Not here today. Not in my class, baby. I did not get a bachelor's degree to deal with that. She said that to
But
you.
could you imagine, Mr. D, stopping down the entire thing to call out the parents?
What do you mean? Can I imagine? I've done it.
Stop it.
You know what? This is me. I'm back to school night. I don't. All the other teachers, they put their tail between the legs and they tell you what you want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
All of you, all three of you. Listen.
Yeah.
Thor, do you have kids? You
Yeah,
don't have
no
kids?
kids.
Okay, well, this is your training. So I never did it. Like, I would tell the parents point blank exactly what's happening because sugarcoating never does anything but get cavities. So if I'm going to sit here and just make you feel good, it's not going to do great for you. It's definitely not going to do great for me.
I appreciate this.
So I just be like, here's what's happening. Here's what you need to do. And by tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Dang.
That was do not mess with the gay teacher scorn.
Okay, teacher scorn.
Makes sense. So what do you do if you have a kid who has some behavior issues and you know that's going on? Like, is that something that, can you talk to the other teachers and kind of, do you guys share war stories? Or how does that work?
Off the record?
Yeah. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, have you ever, like, the teacher's lounge? It's like the most, like, girl, you think Twitter's bad?
Oh, no.
I can't even imagine.
Honey, if somebody ever left their phone on in the teacher's lounge, none of us would have jobs. None of us.
Wow.
And it's a roof.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's literally, it's like I turn into a high school girl all over again. I'm like, okay, honey, let's go.
You're the mean girl.
Oh, I am. I'm Regina George of the lounge. And that is toxic, and I'm going to own it. But that's healthy, girl. That's healthy.
Wait, owning it's healthy or the toxic part?
I think, honestly, talking a little poop is like, I think it's fine.
It's fetch.
Oh, wait, okay.
Don't you ever. My culture is not your costume.
My culture.
Unbelievable.
How dare you, Eddie?
It's been great,
My
San
bad.
Diego.
My
We'll
bad.
see you later. I'll see you next voting season. Jesus.
Eddie.
I know.
Out here with the Mean Girls reference and everything.
That happened.
Honestly, it's okay. You're an ally.
Thanks.
I love it.
You're an ally.
You're like, I'm playing with this cord like it's my hair. I'm like, it's like 7:30. This is
Fantastic.
crazy.
It is fantastic. You gotta go see Mr. G, American Comedy Company. Like I said, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night, and a Sunday show. So now, teaching in the past, we're done.
Yeah.
We're now full-time comic.
Yeah.
How much is life different these days?
Oh, you guys, I didn't tell you I got engaged.
Get
Yes, I got engaged.
Congratulations.
Yes, and for those of you who are listening to the show on closed captions, it's to a man. And
I'm shocked.
His name is Morgan. He's the best person in the whole wide world.
How'd you meet?
But that's we met on Tinder, which is shocking.
Oh, stop it.
I know. I have my ways with technology. But his name is Morgan, and that's a tricky name for people. We're the youngest in our neighborhood that we just got this house in, and they can't handle it, so they either call us both Morgan or Morgan and ma'am. And when we first met our neighbors, they were like brothers, and I was like, I hope not. This is a lot to handle.
That'd be awkward for mom.
A little conservative.
Right, seriously. Well, and then our one neighbor, Cheryl, she literally looked at us and she's like, can I ask who's the girl? And I was like, that's a teachable moment. I'm like, Cheryl, this is disrespectful. You can't ask questions like that. It's very offensive because it's me. Duh. Not today, Cheryl.
That's
Cheryl.
Not today. I will call Redfin. Your house will be on the market.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
And then she's the vice principal at the school, so it's like it's all. Well, congratulations. That's big.
That's awesome.
Thank you,
That's awesome.
I'm super excited.
What's the next step in the chapter? You own a home together now. You're getting engaged. So is the wedding?
We're planning the wedding, which is it's a nightmare.
Yeah. Are you a bridezilla?
I'm a bridezilla mentally, and I'll just like scream, and then I get on the phone with these vendors, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just have this like one simple question, but it's hard being on tour, like, because I'm all over the country.
Yeah,
that's gay for country, and it's like I'm trying to plan a wedding on tour, manage the house, manage everything, and happen like that. And then Morgan, he's good at everything. He can handle everything, so he's like, we don't need a wedding planner. I got this, and that is making my stomach flip. I'm like, I hope you can.
Oh, wow.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, he's great.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very exciting to have you here in San Diego. Good, I mean, it's an absolute must to go see it.
Oh, yeah.
American Comedy Company, like I said, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night, and a Sunday show. Thanks for coming back in.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.